Nope. I stopped playing Warzone 2 in January because I'm fed up with the franchise. And I bet many of you can relate to the reasons I'm about to give. I finally forced myself to play other games because I'm tired of wasting my time and money on a shady, laggy, cheap, fake, cheater-ridden, falsely advertised, engagement-optimized cash grab. Let's talk about the real issues with the franchise, not surface level stuff like slide canceling and time to kill. For me, Warzone, the entire franchise really, died a death by 1,000 cuts, wounds that have festered for years. For the longest time, I played through the frustrations, continued despite the legitimate questions I have, and told myself that nothing else on the market could grab me like COD does. Well, I was wrong, and I'm glad I was. Warzone 2 was the broken mess that broke me of my COD addiction. Now, the sky's the limit. Let's get into why. Thanks for watching the video. I'm Boomer. I'm old and just trying to compete in online shooters. In the background, you see Star Citizen, one of 2 other games I've played since I bailed on Activision a few months back. Star Citizen is an alpha stage, massive 50 billion square kilometer FPS, MMO, RPG, survival, crafting, mining, trading, exploration game, and space sim. It's not perfect, but it has just about everything you could want in a game. Call of Duty, on the other hand, has just about everything you don't want. Before I start, let me just say that this video isn't meant to change your mind about Call of Duty. If you enjoy it, great, I hope you do. This video is about why I can't play it any longer, and why a lot of other people can probably relate. I'm fully aware that the new games I'm playing have their own issues. As I learn about them, I'll report back about what I find. The Warzone issues, however, have been gnawing away at me for years. Over those years, I've tried several other games, but nothing I found until recently could scratch that particular itch. Warzone 2, though, was the final nail in the coffin. That game and all the baggage it dragged along with it became like this heavy weight I no longer wanted to carry. The biggest factor in that, at least for me, is integrity. I just don't trust Activision or any of its games.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
How many times have you died in a gunfight that you know you actually won? Or thrown a stun grenade that had no effect on an enemy? It's those little inconsistencies and head-scratching outcomes that begin to pile up over the years. Part of that problem is the servers. Despite being published by a multi-billion-dollar company, Warzone has some of the industry's worst servers with even worse server stability. The general experience is laggy and awful. Why play a semi-competitive game with a stupid low TTK if your ability to perform is altered by something that's entirely out of your control? Why give your money to a company that refuses to reinvest it in ways that will improve your time using its product? I understand moving multiple titles from one set of servers to upgraded servers is a massive undertaking, but I'm done fighting lag, low tick rates, desync, and inexplicable outcomes. I've given up all hope that they'll ever invest in modern servers or figure out how to make gunfights genuine. The second issue with this game's integrity is the rampant cheating problem. Cheaters have always infested the game, and while it seemed Ricochet anti-cheat held them at bay for a short while, they're back and they're here to stay. I won't devote another 25 minutes of my life only to take second place to an aimbotting wall hacker. I'm done. The third part of this game's integrity issue is the multitude of worrisome patents. Whether they're implemented or not almost doesn't matter. Their mere existence should cause you a ton of concern. You're lying to yourself if you've never wondered, even if briefly, whether the game stepped in to alter an outcome. Why would I give my time and money to a game if I thought even for a second that an algorithm might be steering my experience? Global multi-billion-dollar companies don't typically have high moral standards. They do what they need to make money, period. Well, Warzone 2 is free to play, you might say. That's a horribly naive outlook. Facebook is free. Gmail is free. You know the old saying, if you aren't paying for the product, you are the product. In online gaming, free titles are often the most manipulative, deceitful, and dirty. AAA companies don't make games free to be generous. They use them to draw in the largest crowds, and then they evaluate metrics and adjust the game to increase player retention. They do that to milk as much money out of you as possible. So it's, in my opinion, highly unlikely we're playing a genuine game. We're more likely participating in a corporate experiment, tweaked to boost monthly active users and pad reports to keep stockholders happy and fat. Now, all companies should make money, I'm not arguing otherwise, but what I can't support is a company that might manipulate its customers for profit. AAA companies, after all, hire psychologists to employ features and tricks meant to hook you. Integrity in a game for me is so important that I'm 3.5 pages deep into this script and I've only discussed it. There are, of course, dozens of other issues with Call of Duty. Consider what is essentially false advertising. Activision's marketing department is undeniably top tier at selling us a game that barely resembles the actual product. How many more times are you willing to buy a copy-paste yearly title that releases broken and buggy, knowing that it won't work right for about 9 months, which conveniently coincides with the next title's big advertising push? I mean, we essentially pay Activision every year to do alpha stage testing for the company. Name another industry in which this is an accepted business model. I'm done giving them my money just to be a non-paid QA worker. Now, I loosely understand the complexities and deadlines involved with publishing a massive global title like Call of Duty. I understand why they choose not to or can't delay a title when it's unfinished, given all the linked promotions and in-game sales tied to dates they have to meet. I'm just saying I'm done being okay with those reasons. How about transparency? Activision won't even admit that there's a matchmaking algorithm baked into its games, even though we know and they know we know. Why would I devote time to something knowing full well there's an invisible force guiding my experience? We deserve to know at the very least what sort of forces are at play. In my opinion, game publishers have a moral duty to detail to customers the algorithm recipe employed within a game. Just as food companies must affix ingredient labels to stock, game developers create products ingested by hundreds of millions worldwide, and related disclosure is warranted. While consumers might still eat a food group that's labeled to potentially cause heart disease, at least they were given the opportunity to make an informed decision. Gamers should have access to similar information, which would help us to decide what we want to put into our bodies and whether we're willing to deal with the possible side effects. That's because, as a whole, much of the AAA competitive gaming industry seems to have moved from SBMM to more disingenuous algorithms. EOMM, or engagement optimized matchmaking, can be deployed to deviously prey on weaknesses in human psychology to extract profits for game publishers. I no longer want to be a pawn in a big pyramid scheme where machine learning and algorithms have any hand in what my experience will be. I want to win because of the actions I took, and I want to lose when I was outplayed. I don't want computer code geared at making a scummy company rich within 100 feet of me. But when you play Call of Duty, You can feel it all around. So while we could have talked about how Warzone 2 was slowed way down, or how RNG leads to inconsistent gunfights, none of that matters in comparison to what we've just talked about. Game mechanics are the least of my concerns. I'm 48 years old. I can adapt to a slower play style, but I can no longer stomach a corrupted product that very rarely does anything but leave a bad taste in my mouth. I haven't given Activision my money since September of 2022. I stopped playing in January of 2023. I've decided to vote with my time and my wallet. Will I play the game again? Yes, but most likely only to gather footage for YouTube videos designed to detail the game's pitfalls. Unless Activision undergoes massive changes, I'm done supporting it. But I'm still motivated to expose it. I plan to devote most of my time to games I actually enjoy and games I think you might enjoy. To be honest, I haven't had as much fun in gaming until I played other games. If you have fun with Call of Duty, keep playing it. Just be aware of what might be under the hood. Educate yourself and then vote with your wallet. For me, I'm glad I broke the COD cycle. It took 1,000 cuts, but that's better than 10,000, right? Already I sleep better at night, I'm more relaxed when I game, and I'm excited and enjoying myself again. I wish the same for you. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate your time. Until next time, have a great day.